goodness, hidden goodness and visible goodness, seeming goodness and unseeming goodness, improper goodness and proper goodness, half goodness and full goodness, big goodness and small goodness, and finally, difficult goodness and easy goodness. These different types of goodness each have their own reason, which should be carefully learned and understood. If we practice kind deeds but do not learn the way to differentiate between right and wrong, we may end up doing harm instead of good. Now, I will explain the different types of goodness one by one. Once upon a time in the Yuan dynasty, a group of scholars went to pay homage to eminent monk master Zhongfeng, who was advisor to the emperor on Tianmu mountain.
Master, Buddhist teachings often speak of the retributions for good and evil. They say it's like the shadow following the body wherever it goes. This is saying that doing good will always have its rewards, and doing evil will always have its punishments. Then why is it that there are people who practice kind deeds, but their families and descendants are not prosperous and successful? On the other hand, there are evil and wicked people who do bad things, but their families and descendants do quite well. Is there no fairness in Buddha's teachings?
Ordinary people are blinded by worldly views. They have not cleansed their minds of impurities and cannot see with true perception. Therefore, they look upon true goodness as evil and mistaken true evil as goodness. This is very common nowadays. Furthermore, these people do not blame themselves for bad perception on their part, but instead blame the heavens for their misfortunes.
Master, goodness is goodness, and evil is evil. How can they be mistaken for each other?
Could each of you express your opinions on what is good and what is evil?
Master, to yell at and beat others is evil. To respect and treat others well is good.
Well, not necessarily.
Being greedy for wealth and taking another's money is evil. Not being greedy and abiding by proper way is good.
Not necessarily.
So, what is really considered good and what is really considered evil?
To do things with the intention of bringing benefit to others is good. To do things for the sake of oneself is evil. If what you do is for the sake of benefiting another, then it does not matter if you yell at him or beat him. That is still considered good. If your intention is for self-benefit, then, regardless of your appearance of respect and courtesy, it is still considered evil. Therefore, when one practices kind deeds with the sole intention of benefiting others, this is considered as benefiting the public. And if it's public, then it is real goodness. If you only think for yourself when doing kind acts, then what is considered private benefit, and that is false goodness. When kindness springs from within the heart, it is real goodness. When one does good just for the sake of doing a good deed, then it is false. Also, when one does good without expecting anything in return, it is considered real goodness. When one practices kind deeds for some other purpose than to benefit others, it is false. These differences should all be scrutinized by those who wish to practice true kindness.
What is honest goodness and crooked goodness?
People nowadays often look upon a conservative and nice person as a good and kind person. However, the ancient sages and saints have shown that they prefer those who are courageous and hold high goals for themselves. Those who appear to be conservative and careful in their everyday actions may be liked by all people, but because of their weak personality, they easily go along with everything, and they are unable to think for themselves. From this, we can see that the viewpoint of common folk greatly differs from that of the sages, whose view is similar to that of the heaven, earth, gods, and spirits. Therefore, those who wish to accumulate merit should practice with a true and humble heart, not for the purpose of pleasing others. Honest goodness comes from the thought to help all others, and crooked goodness arises from the thought of greed in wishing only to please people. Therefore, if you wish to help all people, that is honest goodness. But if it is because of greed you please people, it is crooked goodness.
Father, what is hidden goodness and visible goodness?
When one does something good and people know about it, it is called visible goodness. When one does something good and no one knows about it, it is called hidden virtue. Those with hidden virtues will naturally be known